This is my buddy's footage. He sees a big grouper from the surface, only 4 or 5 meters deep. This would never happen back in Bali because there's way too many fishermen there. But this big grouper might never have seen a human before, and is clearly not afraid of my buddy here. He's waiting for the perfect shot opportunity. The reason he's doing that is because of the spear gun he's using. It's another one of Andre's guns. As far as spear guns go, it's about as big and powerful as it gets. The reason he's got such a big, powerful gun is so that he has enough range and velocity to penetrate the body of a big, fat, dogtooth tuna, like here. This is my footage from a few days ago. Have I milked this clip enough times yet? Apparently not. Anyways, because groupers live around rocks and caves, you need to be very careful when hunting them with a crazy, powerful gun like this. If you hit the rocks at such close range, it will not only ruin your spear, but it will also ruin your day when you try to pry it back out. Ouch. I wish Ernest Hemingway could have seen that. This grouper has no idea how lucky he is. Speaking of how powerful these spear guns are, this is my footage. I see a good-sized mackerel and dive down before I even finish loading my spear gun, because I'm fairly confident that I've still got more than enough power to spear this fish. Turns out, I was right. These fish have very soft flesh though, so I let it swim around and tire itself out before pulling it up. A few curious wahoo come by. It's extremely unusual to see sharks behave like this in Indonesia. In fact, it's pretty unusual to even see sharks in Indonesia because they're so heavily fished by the locals. Eventually, it gets a little out of hand and we have to move to a new spot. I would have been more confused by the presence of these sharks if we hadn't visited this island a few days ago. I can't show you the island because I don't want to give away its location, but it's basically an extremely steep cliff surrounded by a beautiful white sand beach. And at the very top of that cliff is a military base. When we first arrived, we had to climb hundreds of these steep, rickety steps to get up there. We needed to ask the commander for permission to fish around the island. About 20 soldiers live here, and they stay for 9 months at a time. And during those 9 months, there's no TV, no aircon, and no cell reception. But they do have goats. Anyways, turns out the soldiers' preferred form of entertainment is spearfishing. And because their equipment looked kind of old, my friend Andre was kind enough to give them some brand new spear guns from his workshop back in Bali. It was very generous of him, but unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera. So instead, here's a clip of him peeing off the front of the dinghy. Look at how good at balancing he is. Anyways, the commander grants us permission under one condition. We need to catch enough fish to feed his troops. On the way back down,